Iranians chanting death to America and waving down with the USA flags, taking over the streets of Tehran after Operation Midnight Hammer. Iran's president.
I don't think now that there will be an internal rebellion caused by the US intelligence or the Iranian intelligence, which would lead to a regime change in Iran, and it only means that now there will be a forceful regime change, or else it is not possible.
Even seen at one of these protests condemning U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear sites. Deputy Director of the U.S. Office of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, Ali Reza Jafarsardeh, joins me now. Ali Reza, great to see you as always. These protesters are what the regime in Iran wants us to see. But what are you hearing from your sources as to how the majority of Iranians actually viewed these strikes?
Well, certainly, Todd, this is the most the regime could do, just line up their own forces into the streets. And remember, for the past 4 years, the Ayatollah...
It could be possible that Iran could pay some people to just protest in front of media, and this could not be even the majority. But again, let's hear what he says.
Ayatollahs have been doing these kind of rallies, chanting death to America, death to Israel, death to the MEK, which is the main opposition movement in Iran that is actually responsible for exposing much of the nuclear sites in Iran. That's where they're concerned. The regime is benefiting at this time because everyone is so focused on the situation of the war and everything, but they know once the war ends, the population have rejected this regime over the years. The mullahs benefited from the policy of appeasement.
Yeah, I do agree that I've seen a lot of posts where it has been said that they are actually rejecting this regime. There have been so many protests of so many people. There have been so many outbreaks of people just protesting against the regime of Iran.
When we expose these nuclear sites in Natanz, in Fordo, in so many other sites, the world had a chance to stop them. They didn't. They gave them concessions. They gave them money. They legitimized the whole program. Now that era is over. The regime is facing a very important existential threat, and that's the people of Iran. Remember, there have been several rounds of major uprisings in Iran since 2018. People chanting death to the dictator, death to the oppressor, being the Shah or the supreme leader. That's where the real threat is, and that's why...
Yeah, I do agree. I have seen those videos.
Our leader, Mrs. Mariam Rajavi, she, right after the strikes, she said, now is the time for Khamenei to go.
Okay.
Now is the time for the opportunity, neither concessions or appeasement, nor war. Now is the time for standing on the side of the people of Iran to end the rule of the clerics, standing on the side of those resistance units who are confronting the Revolutionary Guards.
So that begs the question, does it happen? What ultimately comes next? While Secretary Hegseth said in that press conference yesterday that this strike was not about regime change, President Trump really did leave the door open in this Truth Social post yesterday. Quote, it's not politically correct.
It's not politically correct to use regime change, but if current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? MIGA. Miga. I don't know, man. It could be possible that CIA is funding a regime change internally to Iranian oppositions.
To use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? And then he writes, MIGA, make Iran great again. You are one of the most foremost experts on possible regime change in Iran. Do you expect it to happen ultimately now following these strikes?
Well, certainly the position that President Trump has taken and the U.S. administration is prudent because no one is asking the United States to do the fighting for the people of Iran or the Western nations the same way. There is no need for boots on the ground or appropriation of money. Unfortunately, the policy in the past 30 years has been exactly the opposite. giving pallets of cash to the mullahs, legitimizing the regime, neglecting or rejecting the people. Now the situation has turned. It's a great opportunity for the outside world to see the realities, as President Trump said.
Yeah, correct.
That is upon the people of Iran to bring down the mullahs. And let me tell you, there's not going to be chaos after the fall of the Ayatollahs. Mrs. Mariam Rajavi has introduced it.
There will be a lot of peace and lot be of sovereignty in the people of Iran. They will be happy. That's what my opinion is. But again, when the big man speaks, we need to listen to him. But there is a chance, though I said in the earlier video that there won't be a chance, but there is a chance of regime change even by the people of Iran.
10-point platform for the future of Iran based on separation of religion and state, gender equality, peace in the Middle East, and a non-nuclear republic form of government. She has defined a transitional period that after the fall of the Ayatollahs, within 6 months, there's going to be free and fair elections leading to the formation of a national and constituent assembly, and it will be the representatives of the people of Iran who will determine the future of the course. So everything is very clear. One thing is well known now is that the mullahs must go. All the indications are there. The regime relied heavily.
All the indications are there, and it's time for them to go. The struggle what Iran was facing is now coming to an end. But after this struggle, there will be a new struggle. But it won't be in Iran. It would be in Afghanistan. And I bet you with that. And if Afghanistan regime change happens again, then Israel will focus on Pakistan. By the time Israel will be very well developed, and they will make a plan to denuclearize Pakistan.
On the nuclear weapons program to stay in power. They spent $2 trillion on that. They spend money on the proxies. All of that is now gone. Now is the opportunity for change.
We will be watching. And the fact that you mentioned a woman possibly taking charge in the Middle East, in Iran, of all places, is absolutely shocking. Before we let you go, about 3 hours ago, the Iranian deputy foreign minister said, quote, "We will continue uranium enrichment. No one can tell us what to do," sounding like my 5-year-old. Can the regime
Oh my god, he's roasting him.
back up that bluster?
No.
Well, that's their modus operandi for the past 4 decades. They just make statements and rhetoric, but the reality on the ground is so different.
The reality on the ground is different, and their statements are just some fantasy words to calm them down, not to calm the people of Iran down, but to calm them down. Because on a practical note, we all know that USA won't let that happen. USA has all the technology, was Iran has nothing. Iran has technically nothing. Who is supporting Iran? No one, neither China nor Russia nor Pakistan. And Israel is getting supported by a big gun named USA. Do you think it is possible? Absolutely not.
Remember, this regime is not the same regime that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. They lost much of their clout in the whole region. Their biggest ally, Assad, is gone. Hezbollah, Houthis, the Shia militias, they have been badly shattered. The people of Iran are against them. They lost the nuclear weapons program, which was meant to guarantee the survival of the regime. All of that is gone. So they can talk as much as they want until the last day that they fall. This is the policy of all of the dictators.
All they can do is talk and nothing else, because they have nothing else to do. The leader, the supreme leader, is hiding in the bushes. And what he is doing? Telling his commanders to just do whatever they wish. What can they do against a country like USA? Absolutely nothing.
Seem to be and talk the way that they are invincible until they fall.
Ali Reza Jafarzadeh, a true expert in all issues Iranian. We appreciate